Today we have an edition of Is It a Karen or Is It Justified? Folks, it's your buddy Mood Juice Magic here. There's a lot going on with these so-called Karens. These are older people. They used to be a term for older women who would throw a temper tantrum over the slightest things, over the minimalist argument. And they're pretty obnoxious and rude. It usually happens at stores with customer service representatives, people just trying to do their damn job and make their minimum wage and go home and enjoy their life. When some a-hole comes in and doesn't get one French fry more than she expected, she gets mad, throws a temper tantrum, it makes everyone look bad, and she loses her mind over it. Or someone's walking their dog at a public park off a leash at a dog park, and the dog is just sitting there minding its own business, but there's no leash, so this well-behaved dog must be yelled at. Now sometimes these things are justified. Sometimes there are times where we call someone a Karen when they are not. In this video, we have to pose the question: is this a Karen, or is the other party in the wrong here? Now, there is going to be some coarse language, just so you know. And yeah, like you guys fucking care. You're here, you knew what this was. So without further ado, is it a Karen, or is it justified?
Stop it, motherfucker!
Yo,
What you gonna do about it?
I got the cops on the way, dude.
I'm pushing keys. You think I give a fuck?
We're leaving.
Fuck you.
We're leaving.
Fuck every one of you.
We're leaving. We didn't mean to cause you
Oh
any
my
harm.
God! Fuck you! You
We
set
didn't-
all
we
this
didn't mean
shit
it.
up.
We didn't
You
mean
know
it.
this is
We
trespassing.
didn't mean to cause you any harm. We're out of here.
Fuck you.
That's not very warming of you. Why you hate me? You old fucking loser.
Yeah, don't be mean. Don't be mean.
Whose phone is this one? It's you?
So a couple things of note here. There are some arguments on X, on the feed, about whether or not it's the old guy that's in the wrong and he is a Karen, in fact, or if it's these younger fellows that are doing something wrong. Well, here's the deal. It says this is why kids don't play outside anymore. First of all, these are not kids. These are grown-ass adults. They're not very adults, but they're at least old enough to look like adults. They could be, maybe 17, but these dudes are probably in their 20s, and they are in a place that is probably private property. And they have taken snow from the back of the truck and made a little snow field and some pallets, and built up pallets to do some snowboarding or some skiing tricks to try to get for their social media or their viral, whatever they do. The old guy comes out very heated about it. It sounds to me like the old guy has had a run-in with these young fellows before. Now look, what's the issue here? Is it this old man's property? Maybe this is a business's parking lot and they're getting ready to open when these guys have set up. And these guys are thinking, well, it's a victimless crime. Here's the problem. In a scenario where you're in a place that people will use for business and commerce, you are not committing a victimless crime. You are causing problems, whether you know it or not. There might not be anybody in that parking lot right then, but you never know how that's going to change. The man very clearly says, you already know this is trespassing. You're not supposed to be here. There you go. He comes out cussing at the guys right away. We don't have prior context. If there was, in fact, a meeting between these guys to begin with, there may have been another scenario. I'm just spitballing here. If this is just off the cuff, if this is public property, and the guy's coming up and doing that, then that would be an inappropriate thing for him to do. Setting up ramps and stuff like that, even on public property, is questionable. Liability is an issue, and the city doesn't always like that. Not to mention property damages that can occur. Now, I know he's on skis, but you see the signs that say no skateboarding. You see things around like businesses where they have the metal bars put up, so when you try to grind on the bar, on the cement rails and stuff, it fucks up your skateboard, you can't grind. The reason is because that can cause chipping on that cement when you do that on private property. Public property, they have similar things. There are reasons they have those devices there. It's to stop you from damaging property. Someone has to pay for it, even if it's on public property, guys. When you go to parks, there's skate parks for a reason, man. Now, you can't go to the skate park and be dropping snow out like that. It becomes a big liability. You could hurt other people. You can't just leave snow in a place where there's not necessarily... It does look like it's snowing in this area already. It looks like it had cleared up. They saved snow, and they made a little pathway. The question is, were these guys doing this in a place that was appropriate to do that? Obviously, the old man that approached them, to quote Karen here, did not agree with that. Now, without further context or without knowing more about the situation, we can't really evaluate this appropriately. In this situation, though, all things considered and considering who posted it, being these young guys, I would unfortunately have to side on the side of the old man. Because from the looks of it, it looks like the guys are in the wrong. Now, that said, there are real Karens out there. For instance, this lady. And I'm going to put my headset on so I can hear it properly. And we're going to go from there. Now, start this over. This is a short TikTok we have here. This gal is out with her kids in a Power Wheel. And this lady's there. Please listen to this lady.
They're playing. That's what the park is for.
I never saw a car in here before.
It's a Power Wheel
It
park,
doesn't
ma'am.
bother me. What bothers me is you have a little kid in here that doesn't have a driver's license. You're not with him.
It's not a real car.
It doesn't have a driver's license. Okay, helicopter grandma here. That's what she is. She is trying to be a parent to someone else's children, which is never a good idea. That is often a good way to get into a fight. Don't approach my kids if they're playing at a freaking park in a Power Wheel and be upset that they don't have a freaking driver's license. This is one of the most absurd ones I've seen in a while, and I love it. Let's just watch this again for this sheer... I know the background noise is atrocious, folks. That's why I put my headset on. But let's just...
They're playing. That's what the park is for.
I never saw a car in here before.
It's a Power
It
Wheel park,
doesn't
ma'am.
bother me.
Never saw a
What
car.
bothers me is you have a little kid in here that doesn't have a driver's license. He's just a little kid and you're not with him.
It's not a real car.
She's right there. She's right there. She's right there with him recording it. She's obviously having fun with her kids. What? Dude, if people like this had seen how I parented my tough-ass kids, they would not approve. Most of my kids do jujitsu for a reason, dude. I was teaching my kids how to box and do martial arts as soon as they could stand up. Like, there's no way they would have approved of my parenting. It's like, oh, yeah, don't touch the barbecue pit, buddy. It's hot. Oh, let me treat that hand. Now you know not to do that again. This gal is just off the charts. This is one of the funnier things. For all the Karening around, that's one of the nicer outcomes. She just looks stupid. Sometimes the outcome isn't so good, and sometimes it's better, man. I don't know. There's just a lot to it. You got to be careful with the Karen accusations, though. The second one, absolutely a Karen. The first one, I'm going to go with probably just a dude pissed off that people are using private property inappropriately without permission. And there's nothing wrong with getting mad at someone for using your property without permission. If I had someone trying to film things on my property and they dumped a bunch of stuff there, I would have to put the kibosh on it, because I have to pay insurance on my property, what I own. If someone comes into my yard, because I own my house, and they try to build something to do something like that, they're definitely trespassing because I don't give them permission. But even if I did give them permission, I have to face liability possibilities from my insurance carrier. I can get in trouble for that. Did you know having a trampoline just in my area, a kid's trampoline, raises your homeowner's insurance by like $100 a year? I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but death by 1,000 cuts. And then God forbid someone comes over uninvited and hurts themselves on that trampoline, like another kid just shows up waiting for my kids to be home and falls off it and gets hurt. Guess who's liable? Guess who gets sued? And guess what? Homeowners insurance doesn't cover all of that liability, especially if that trampoline is not listed under homeowners insurance. That's just an example. But you also have examples of people breaking into houses and getting themselves cut or hurt while breaking into a house, committing a burglary and suing the homeowner and winning. These things do happen. So before you accuse someone of being a Karen, young man, maybe just consider what you're doing first. That said, I don't know, maybe they did get permission and it's all blown out of proportion. But you can't just do stuff like that. Not to be Captain Killjoy, I think it's cool, but A, you're not kids, don't act like your kid's not playing outside because old men are bugging you. And B, make sure you have the proper authority to do that. Anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Could use all the help. We're almost at 100. We're getting there. Small channel, big things coming, small packages. Sometimes, some might say it's too big. Anyway, I love you in the face. Moo Juice out.